Well, hello. Welcome to Radio Free Wall Street. You are here. It's 5 o'clock New York time. Oh, my God. It's the Memorial Day weekend. Markets close Monday. All the crowds are in the beaches. And I'm here and it's quiet. And I love every minute of it. No, I don't want to go to no damn beach shit. No, I'll just stay right here and do what I got to do. Anyway. We're celebrating this weekend. OPEC shot himself in the ass again. You know, I know that Saudi Arabia will always be a no-dick third world shithole. And I know that how many heads they cut off, how much money they invest, it'll come to nothing. Why? Because they're stupid. You know, if you do the same old thing the same old way over and over again with the same old results, and it's bad for you and you keep doing it, that means you're stupid. And, OPEC once again cut oil production, only to have U.S. ramp up and every barrel that they took off the market, U.S. replaced in more. And all their prize customers that the Saudis were getting a premium price for said, I think we'll buy from America. And you go, well, why? Well, it's cheaper, it's better crude, it's more reliable. And we have a balance of trade deficit with them, and you don't buy shit from us, you little pipsqueaks, you know. You buy a couple camel bridles, I guess, you know. Yeah, gold-plated toilet seats for Saudi Arabia kings. But there are not that many kings, and the ones you got around there, you know, the electrodes up their ass, they're kind of not buying too many golden objects of any kind right now till, after they get done with the therapy. So, what's going on? Well, they just did it again. Oil production went up and up and up. And up from the United States. As much as they cut, the more U.S. made. Russia's tired of this bullshit. And the OPEC agreement fell apart last week. Yeah, I know they didn't publish that on CNBC, but their job is not to tell you the news. Their job is to get you to buy bullshit. I mean, you figure that out. Take a look at emerging market funds. Yay! Shh. Don't mention those. Okay. Anyway, emerging market dog shit. So anyway, America wins again. We take a greater share of the world oil market, and because of high prices, our frackers went crazy. Now, this time was really interesting. When they started raising the oil prices, the Saudis went there, and they couldn't get their camels there, but they kind of went there, and they went to the Midwest. They went to Oklahoma, and they started visiting fractures. They go, hey, oil frackers in America, you want to join our cartel? Because he goes, hell yeah, baby, we'll join. What do you want? And so we want you to hold off raising your production and go, partner, no problem. Out in Oklahoma, we know how to get along to go along. And as soon as they left, the guy goes, can you believe these stupid son of a bitches? Punch some more holes, buddy. Let's get going. Call the banker. Tell him we got a deal here. Oil prices are going higher and we need more money. And the frackers have gone crazy. They've been fracking their little asses off. Been hiring people at very high pay. Higher pay than in the coal mine. Hey, Donald, why don't you make oil great again, buddy, huh? A lot more than steel mills, and you don't have to do shit. By the way, Donald Trump, you want to hear how interesting was? Donald Trump, he's not the smartest guy in the world, but one of the guys went through and said, Mr. President, you realize that Billy Bob and Jeffro are seeing higher oil prices? He goes, yeah. Well, most people in New York, we don't have cars. He goes, well, he said, they do. They see in the Midwest and the South, they drive a lot. He goes, really? I didn't know. Yeah, the gas price is going higher. Remember that bullshit tax break you gave? He goes, yeah. He goes, well, it's all gone. So he got on the phone. He goes, listen, Saudi guys, we got to stop this oil shit. The price is too high. It's hurting my Billy Bob and my constituency. I got to get reelected, and I got to keep him out of the White House. I got to keep him out of the House of Representatives in these fall elections. Otherwise, they're going to impeach my ass. And then you ain't getting no more rockets, I guarantee you, because when the lefty liberals come in there, they're going to undo all the great work we did. All of a sudden, the Russians got on the phone, and they had an energy minister. He's a real piece of work, by the way. I noticed the guy's like, ooh, nasty, pasty. Anyway, what happened was the Russian energy minister got on the phone, Alexander Novak, and he said, well, oil output could return to the 2016 level, dropping to. And what was the market? 2016. Hey, Algo guy, what's 2016 price of oil look like? Algo guy goes, well, let me check in here. He knew it's a high-frequency trading pool, and he went, oh, shit. And the guy goes, what's wrong, guy? Well, we're long oil up the ass, and we ain't making no money. And if you're talking 2016 oil production, the algo says that by the time the production drops, would increase U.S. production, it'll fall under the 2016 levels by a three-wave Fibonacci Elliott wave, slam dunk 63.33 returns. He goes, what does that mean, algo guy? He goes, that means oil's going to get its ass wiped out. Algo guy said. So anyway, if you project that 2016 price, okay, and production, you might remember we hit a low in oil, I tell you, a low in June 26, 2017 of 42.95. When I was just 42, 52. Algo, what's $73 a barrel to 42? His computer's not working. Okay, so that predicts a $40 a barrel drop to the 40s, which is where oil's going this time. And hopefully they can stop it there, but I don't know. It don't look so good. So therefore, if you're in the oil trade, you're happy to answer the jig. If you've used enhanced trading techniques, should I paint you a pretty picture? Well, that means you're real happy, okay? And you're fixing to get happier because OPEC's got no choice. They have got to up their production. They need the money. Oh, did I mention that OPEC's IPO of the biggest rip-off deal ever, Amoco Oil Company? That's where you buy the oil company and you don't get the oil and you don't get the vote, you don't get the control, and the king decides how much they can produce. Where do I sign? Hey, you know what? Call those retirement calculator fund guys. Hey, fund guy, listen. I know you got all them people screwed up in that Venezuela shit debt you got. Yeah, I know. I know you got Argentina 100-year bonds at 7%, but they're losing 50% on the market. I understand the differential. Yeah, I understand. But that's okay. Mom and Pa Hokum, they don't understand yet. So listen, we got another deal for you, buddy. Hey, you can buy it to Saudi Arabia. They love you. Who loves you, baby? It's called the Crusaders Screw You Back, Get Even bonds. Yeah, you're going to buy that oil company. They're setting up an offering for you Crusader guys, and they're going to show you what they really think of you. Yeah, kind of amazing. You got this piece of work that has been screwing the world on oil prices for 50 years. They knocked down the World Trade Center. They've been sponsoring, I'm talking about the Saudis, they've been sponsoring terrorism around the world, okay? And they want to do $2 trillion, $2 trillion, not one, $2 trillion of what they call the world's richest company, and they're all knocking down themselves trying to get at this shittiest deal ever. Huh. So that's okay. This will make up for a whole lot of, you got to invest in the BRICS. See, emerging markets are going to merge, and they're going to merge bigger and stronger. And you got to get on the emerging opportunity now if you want to retire, because you're not going to make it on the retirement out there, and you got to have a high yield recount to make the retirement work. You understand that? I'll give you a reverse mortgage too, and you want to cash in your life insurance policy. So they're out in force, knocking the baby boomers down, and I guess the emerging market one is kind of like, the boiler room's got to change the steam. But do you think the people understand the emerging market BRICS are wiping out? Oh, no. Yeah, Brazil, they're rioting in the streets over fuel prices. There's no food in the stores, okay? That's an emerging market. And Russia, oh, that's my favorite emerging market. I mean, who loves you, baby? If you don't invest there, you're going to find nerve gas on the doorknob of your house. That'll show you. The Russians don't play a sleepy game. They're real serious contenders. Unbelievable. And India's got a problem. Listen, they need all the money they get because the Taj Mahal is rotten and falling down, and they got to refurbish it, and that's going to take a lot of money. And that's, so you can understand that things are kind of getting rough out there, right? Understand? And then, the Argentina debt, that 7-year, 100-year 7% bond. Hey, where do I load up on that shit from Argentina? Oh, oh, Gaucho, buddy, you're in trouble here. And you sit there and you go, you guys bought into that shit? Exactly. How did that ever happen to you? What were you smoking that day, buddy? Oh, my God. So anyway, 100 years. In fact, we'll let you out in 99, okay? So come on down here. Yeah. We'll be waiting for you. And then Mexico peso's collapsing. Colombia's getting shut down. And Venezuela, I think everybody figured out, well, maybe there's a problem in Venezuela. You think, buddy? All right. So these people are full of this shit. I mean, huge Latin America debt, unbelievable. Unbelievable. In fact, if you call your fund guy, he ain't even going to tell you what he's holding, yeah? Well, we have a very diversified portfolio here, and we have all the confidence that we've well diversified, and one or two, the shit goes like this. Say if one or two of them has a little bit of a problem, well, we're making so much of the other ones, there's no problem. Bullshit. We are headed for a wipeout. Anyway, the oil wipeout has begun. Duh. And, a couple of my oil spread trading, refining buddies are like, oh, yeah, maybe it's time for me to get out of the corporate world. You might, everything from the private sector, translation, I'm going to lose my job because I got us buried in, in crude oil at a higher price, and my gasoline prices plunged, and I didn't hedge because I was doing ride 'em cowboy. They ain't got a dime. That dime is long gone, friends. I'm telling you what, it's really getting ugly out there. So there'll be more of this. And the oil market is now going to see significant drops over the next 6 months. A year will hit another bottom, I'm sure. And the fracking guys, well, they're fracking. They're not going to stop. And Russia's going, we need money, honey. So they're producing all they can. Venezuela's still getting the oil to market, worried about U.S. sanctions, but now you don't have to worry. Listen, now the analysis is, hello? Yep, I said hello. You there? Oh, okay, hello. Money line calling, oil's going to wipe out. And if, let's say, all the Venezuela oil comes off the market, when 1.5 million barrels a day, take out Iranian exports, which are under 3 million barrels a day, because remember, they have a lot of that to reduce the internal consumption. Take that out of the market. Well, guess what? Russia, remember Russia? And Saudi Arabia are about to increase more than that to make up for it anyway. And I mentioned the U.S. frackers are fracking their little hearts out. Frack here, frack there, frack everywhere, frack. Yep, they're fracking. And, see, well, we'll tell you what's happened. They've got the momentum for the higher prices, and now you'll have to follow the curve, and you'll now see the oil market start to rebalance at a lower price. I love that kind of rebalancing because, see, now listen, you have to really look at it. I really want you guys, we should appreciate it. I mean, you've got the finest scumbags in the world cut their own revenue to drive the price of oil higher to allow you to short the shit of it so you can make millions of dollars. Now, you got to appreciate that kind of dedication, okay? I mean, what did Donald Trump do for you? I guess when he gets impeached, no, yeah. Or he resigns, yeah, it'll crash the market. Yeah, you're right. So Donald's trying to do his bit, but OPEC got there first. So anyway, you're about to have a lot of fun in the markets. Wipeout galore. And, did I mention the dollar soaring? Yeah, well, that dollar's soaring because if you're buying Colombia peso shit debt, and you got nailed once again in the real, and Argentina nailed you, and don't forget Mexico, well, it's time to get the hell out and buy something else. So you buy dollars, okay? And you buy U.S. government treasury debt. The only debt in the world that's guaranteed to be there come hell or high water, at a fantastic 10-year high return. And you go, thank you, Donald. Don't forget, thank you to the Federal Reserve. And Munchin, Mommy, he's making fun of me every day on that radio show. What are we going to do? Well, it's easy, Mr. One thing about Donald Trump is he really knows how to pick losers for these key spots. How about that gal that's head of Homeland Security, the biggest security department in the United States? What does security mean? They asked her, she was in an interview, asking about budgets and all this kind of shit, and it was really pitiful. You think maybe she got hired because she's a blonde? Donald Trump's got a thing for blondes. And I don't want to say anything, but some of the blondes he's got are not the sharpest tools in the box. Anyway, they're good about 4 or 5 things, but when you try to get them to do 10 or 15, that's a little confusing for them. So anyway, we are here in Wipeout City. We are here in oil crashing. OPEC has a meeting. Russia is tired of this shit, and they're upping production no matter what. Saudi Arabia will pretend like it's not upping production. It will. Or did I mention that the oil company you can buy from the Saudis without any oil? Without any voting rights on the board? Without the board deciding how much oil they're going to sell, because it's King decides that? Yeah, I understand they're holding that deal off the market. Wonder why you can't get on that one. It's like, see, after you the way it goes like this. After you buy RITs, real estate investment trusts, soon to be wiped out commercials. Remember all those commercial real estate Einsteins? They'll be on food stamps pretty soon. It's amazing that. Yep, that party's over. And then you've got third-tier shit, junk bond debt. They're wiping out. And then if that isn't enough in your retirement cut, of course you got Venezuela and Colombia and all that shit bonds that are wiping out. And if you want to add insult to injury, you got Rocket Man Elon Musk. He can buy in some of his ventures, buy his debt. He needs another few billion to make it through the year. Well, you see, you're not buying a car company. You're buying a futuristic thing. No. That's the bullshit you're buying. You're buying a car company. A rattly piece of shit car that they can't put together right, that has flaws in it that are making people drive into the side of walls. And you got a guy who's head so far in the clouds, he can't find the brake pedal on the Muskmobile. Okay, so, yeah, we got the Hyperloop. Well, you got all kinds of futuristic shit, but the point is, it don't put no do-re-mi in your pocket. So anyway, Elon said, listen, we're gonna finance the electric car, and that we're gonna go up to those asteroids, and we're gonna mine lithium there and carbon and stuff, and we'll bring it back. So we're gonna have so Elon Musk's new way to save himself, he's gonna have an asteroid mining company. You've seen on the science fiction movies, and you can stop off for a holiday in The Man on Mars. I mean, I just love this. People are investing in this shit. This guy's racked up massive amounts of debt. Saudis have, I understand, about 3 million barrels a day of spare production, and right now they're having like, you dumb shit. I understand there's a huge internal conflict among the Saudis in that they can't get the IPO off. They need budgetary cash, and all of a sudden they're saying, well, can't we make up the shortfall by producing more oil? Why, if we need money, are we reducing less? Well, son, it's complicated. See, because Algo Guy, tell them how you make more by doing less. That is a high-frequency trader analysis right there. Yep. No. Algo Guy, I think he's getting drunk back there on the holiday. Algo Guy? Shit, that means it's all up to me. Anyway, what's going on? I hate these holidays. I'll tell you what. The only nice thing about the holiday is the house gets quiet, okay? But there's not really any news flow. I mean, there's, and then the news program's got some of the stupid shit filed tapes left over because nobody wants to work on the holiday. And then Monday you got no market. Can you believe that? And OPEC has a meeting. We get GDP, by the way. But the story here is that the back of the latest oil manipulation by OPEC has been broken, and it's been broken by U.S. fracking. Okay, guys, listen to me. I didn't use Algo to make the calculation. I made the calculations. Remember, 72 to 74, 73 was the top. Well, that's just based on a whole lot of things, but the reality is they can't do it. See, the market, at one time when markets were constrained, and OPEC had excess capacity, and OPEC was 40% of the world's oil market, well, every year they become less and less and less. Now remember, my beautiful, beloved natural gas, God's gas, clean burning, non-polluting, should be the transportation fuel on the planet Earth, not some crazy Muskmobile shit. Well, remember, the majority of the natural gas in the world is flared off. Now, I want you to think about that. And what amount of natural gas flared off is enough to power every car and truck in America. Now, reality is that eventually that catches up with you, and those days are over. And we're quickly getting to a situation where Natural gas is coming to its own. U.S. has vast, really, America's incredibly blessed with vast oil supplies that are non-conventional. But when you get the oil $150 to keep it over 100 for a while, and you get up here to 70 and 80, well, guess what? A lot of smart people, yeah, I can make that work. Okay, you understand? Now, once you make the capital investment, I've pointed this out too many times, now there's two numbers. See, the number is your capitalization of the wells, okay? And then the other one is the wells in production, okay? Now, when they tell you their cost per production, they're including amortizing with a whole lot of shitty tricks. Trust me, I analyze their balance sheets. They're analyzing the cost of the wells, okay? But that cost has already been realized on the real balance sheet, okay? So that means that the price you need to be profitable as versus your cost of production, not your cost of capitalizing the well, is a very small number. And that means that U.S. fracking oil can come to market at $5 a barrel. And they're still making money. Now, it doesn't solve the capitalization problem, but you're now getting far enough into the production cycle on these wells that you've already paid off your cost of capitalization, your cost of putting in the well and all that. And now it's a reduction equation. Algo, you got that production, right, buddy? Algo guy's kind of... I think he's snoring back there. Well, you get these mathematicians around you, and they're kind of really a strange breed of people. I don't know. The other day I saw him in the chicken coop. I don't know what he was doing there, but, strange people. Have you ever known them? Yeah. He's got like little, the mathematician types, Thank God they go to, listen, the greatest thing Wall Street could ever do to make you money was hire them to run their supercomputers. Have you ever traded before? Well, no. But you're running a $10 billion book? Yeah. You ever seen a bear market? No, it can't happen anymore. Mathematically, it's impossible. See? And you go, oh, God, thank you. Thank you for putting these idiots here, because I was worried there was a couple traders down there, but you got nothing but loony losers. Oh, my God. Can you see it when the goes go, I know what's going on. I didn't do it. I'm leaving. Bye. And the algo guys kind of abandoned the Wall Street tombs as the market wipes out. Well, that's kind of what happened in oil. I mean, remember I told you that a lot of people just did not hedge these prices. And a lot of guys did not sell production forward. Why? Well, they just again report over and over again how this time it's different. Now, here's a news flash for you. It ain't different. This is a plain old-fashioned oil market wipeout, and this is a plain old-fashioned put-up job, and this is a plain old-fashioned market that's becoming grossly oversupplied, and now you got to deal with the oversupply for a while. And OPEC's got a plan. They're going to open up the spigots. And Russia's got a plan to say, in the hell with this shit. And now we're going to have this other thing that always happens with cartels, and that's called a good old-fashioned price war. Won't that be fun? So anyway, $38 to $45 a barrel oil is the next phase of this thing. I can't wait. Give it a year. They'll dick around here and try to get a little rally back going. Here comes the guys go, hello, guys. Let's not drop these. It's 4th of July and Memorial Day. That's when they get the suckers dry. By the way, people's vacation plans have been curtailed because of the high price. And well, it's a disaster for wealthy Americans. Holy shit, when you get down to the burrito land, they're really getting screwed, I'll tell you what. So the oil-gasoline combination of these markets has really led to a disaster. And this is very ugly indeed. And OPEC is throwing, basically the whole thing is on telling the show is OPEC is now throwing in the towel on another attempt to rig the market that has failed. And you're going to have a market that's going to collapse and wipe out. And won't that be fun? Hang on, I'm going to get some tea here. Now, of course, you're all making the trades, right? I love it when OPEC decides they want to help me by rebalancing more. Hey, you guys can come here and rebalance anytime you want. Million here, million there. I love rebalance your hearts out. Yeah. They've done this over and over again. And every time they hold supply off the markets, the snapback just, I mean, you go, why are you doing this same thing over and over again? Okay, if you got something that hasn't worked 10 times, you do it 20 more. It's incredible. Oh, that was nice. Even the major oil companies do not understand the fracking. They don't understand the economics of it. They don't understand the longevity of it. And the other thing is, let me tell you about fracking. Every day, smart engineers are finding ways of fracking more oil and more natural gas out of the ground. Remember, they're only bringing it to their Tier 1 properties, right? There's a whole lot of Tier 2s that once your Tier 1s are in, you move to those. So, in other words, there is a vast, vast amount of oil to come to market. Vast. Let me give you some numbers. In the next year, America will be exporting 3 million barrels a day. And in the next 2 years to 3 years, that'll be 10 million exporting. We're already going to be the world's largest producer of oil. Yeah, really amazing, isn't it? And give me 2.5, 3 years, the world's largest exporter. Russia, by the way, has got a lot of the Siberian fields are opening up, by the way. And they're starting to bring in fracking technology there. And that greatly enhances it. They have huge shale deposits that we don't even... Remember, a lot of oil information in Russia is a national secret, okay? But I've talked to engineers that said it's just unbelievable the potential of Russian... Remember, they have vast amounts of land, the largest country in the world by land mass. And the only way their commie dream works is... Oh, by the way, if Russia didn't have oil, we wouldn't be discussing the place. It's the oil wealth that's really keeping that whole thing going. And they know it. And not like OPEC, Russia doesn't buy its own bullshit. And Russia damn well knows that it's got to produce and it's got to be efficient, whatever the price is. And what you do if you got the price going down, well, you up your production. So anyway, I'm going to go here. I was going to barbecue a steak. I am not in protest. Everyone else is barbecuing, so I'm not. I'm here working my tail off. I'm running my oil numbers. For those of you that are in the oil trade, we will have a very important discussion on Tuesdays. Tuesday. Can you believe that shit? Tuesday's daily trade update. For those of you who want to play it cautious, normally what happens is you have to wait for the break in the market, like we had a break in the stock markets, that indicates you're going down. You've had a break and the dollar's now rallying. Now you've had the back of the rally broken in oil, so that means your security and confidence level should go higher. And I'll explain that to you. But anyway, it's my pleasure. By the way, Donald Trump's going to get that Nobel Plastic Explosive Flag prize, and then he can, run up around Iowa and Kansas and Missouri and all that to the coal mines and say, look here. And then vote for me. See, I got one of these plastic explosive flags. Oh, Obama got one. I forgot. Oh, shit. Hell. You had the last president get one and you didn't get one? That would really piss a guy off like Donald. He's got that competitive streak. Anyway, my pleasure being with you. Enjoy the Memorial Day weekend. Bah, humbug. Oil's rally, his back is now broken. So let's see, stock market's rally, his back's broken. Precious metals broken. Euro and pound broken. Oil broken. Oh, my God, this is our year. I'm going to love this year. And by the way, you should see the beautiful new Ferraris they're making. Oh, God. And we decided, in fact, we were talking around. I told two things. I said, listen, I don't want you guys getting a yacht bigger than mine because I want my thing to be bigger than your thing. And the other thing is, if you can't decide if you want the red Ferrari or the yellow, just get both of them.